Ava's eyes were wide open. Her mouth was full of foam. Her hands and legs shook like she was cold. Then, all at once, she went still. Her best friend, Julia, stood beside her, frozen. The half-eaten cupcake was still in Eva's hand. That morning, everything had been fine. It was Eva's birthday. She was turning 28. She woke up smiling and dancing around her small flat. She called out to Julia. "Today is my day. Come out and sing for me." Julia, still sleepy, laughed from the bedroom. "Happy birthday, Madam Enjoyment." Calls started coming in. Eva picked them one after the other. "Thank you. Thank you," she kept saying. Her phone didn't stop ringing. Later that afternoon, a call came in. The number didn't show. Just hidden number. Eva picked it. "Hello?" A deep voice answered. "Happy birthday, my queen." She smiled. "Thank you. You're using a hidden number again?" He laughed. "Just to surprise you. Stay on the call. Your gift is almost there." They talked. They laughed. She said, "You always know how to make me feel special." Then there was a knock at the door. It wasn't a delivery man, but the gateman. He held a white box tied with a red ribbon. "Auntie Eva, someone brought this and said I should give it to you." She took the box and rushed inside. "I got it," she said on the phone. "You are the best, I swear." "Anything for you," he replied, then ended the call. She opened the box. Inside were 6 big cupcakes, pink, soft, and smelling sweet. Julia walked into the living room. "Wow, you're man again," Julia said. "Sometimes I'm jealous, oh." Eva laughed. "Come and join me now." "No, I'm still full from that yam and egg I ate this morning," Julia said, sitting down. Eva didn't wait. She picked one cupcake and took a big bite. She said, "He knows I love strawberries." She ate the second one, but before she could reach for the third, she stopped. She stood up and held her throat. Then she started shaking. "Julia!" she cried. Julia rushed to her. "Eva, what's happening?" Eva fell on the floor. White foam came out of her mouth. Julia stood beside Eva's body, shaking and crying. She didn't know what to do. Her hands trembled as she picked up Eva's phone. She scrolled quickly and called Remy, Eva's fiancé. "Hello?" His voice came on. "Remy, please come now. It's Eva. Something terrible has happened." In less than 20 minutes, Remy arrived, breathing fast. He ran into the living room and stopped when he saw Eva lying there, cold and still. "What happened to her?" he shouted, kneeling beside her. Julia pointed at the cupcake box. "You sent her those cupcakes. She was eating them when she started shaking. She died right in front of me." Remy looked confused. "Cupcakes? I didn't send anything. I haven't even called her today. I was planning to surprise her with a party this evening." Julia's face changed. You didn't call her, but she was on the phone with you when the cupcakes arrived." Remy shook his head. "I swear, Julia, I've been at my friend's house planning everything. I never called her." Julia didn't know what to believe anymore. She took a deep breath and picked up her own phone. She called the police. They came quickly and looked around the house. They asked questions. One of them checked Eva's phone. The last call was from a hidden number, the officer said. "There's no way to know who made that call yet." Remy kept saying, "It wasn't me. I didn't call her. I didn't send anything." The police told him to come with them for questioning. At the station, they asked him many questions. He told them about the surprise party. He even showed them a group chat where he and Eva's friends were planning it. After hours of questioning, the police let him go, but they told him not to leave town. Back at the house, Julia couldn't sleep. She kept looking at the gift box and the cupcakes. Something didn't feel right. If Remy didn't send the box, then who did? And who was the person behind the hidden number? Eva's parents were angry and heartbroken. Her mother cried. Her father called the police again and again. "We want that boy arrested," he shouted. "He's the only one who could have done this. We warned her about him." But the police were digging deeper. Something didn't add up. One morning, Sergeant Rani, a female detective, visited Remy again, holding a small brown file. She sat and dropped the news. "Ava was pregnant," she said. "She was what?" Remy asked, his eyes wide. "She was pregnant. About 2 months." Remy slowly sat down on the couch. He looked like someone had slapped him. We haven't even slept together. She told me she wanted to wait till marriage." "So you didn't know?" "No," Remy whispered, holding his head. "Who got her pregnant? Was she seeing someone else?" The detective didn't answer. She quietly left. Later that day, Sergeant Rani visited Eva's mother at their family house. "Good afternoon, Ma. I need to ask you some questions about your daughter," she said gently. Eva's mother looked tired. Her eyes were swollen from crying. "Yes. What do you want to know?" "Did you know Eva was pregnant?" the officer asked softly. The woman sat up straight. "Pregnant? No, I didn't know. She didn't tell me anything." Sergeant Rani looked closely at her. "Most girls confide in their mothers. Were you close to her?" Eva's mother sighed. "Not really. Eva was adopted when she was already 15. My husband and I couldn't have children for many years. We adopted her as an adult to help us around the house and eventually take over the business. She was quiet, respectful, but we were never close. She kept to herself a lot." The detective scribbled in her notebook. "Did you ever think her fiancé, Remy, could have been responsible for the pregnancy?" The woman shook her head. "No, Remy is a good boy. He worked for us before they started dating. I liked him, but my husband didn't. That's why I acted like I was also against their relationship. But truly, I respected him." Sergeant Rani tapped her pen. "So, if he's not the father, then who is?" The mother looked away and said nothing. Meanwhile, Julia was still in the house where it all happened. That night, she picked up Eva's diary, the one she had always kept locked. This time, the lock was broken. She opened it and flipped through the pages. And then, she saw something and decided to see Remy. Chief sat in his large office, tapping his fingers on the polished table. His face was hard, his eyes cold. "You will accept that pregnancy," he said, looking straight at Remy. Remy stood on the other side of the table, fists clenched. "Sir, I can't lie. I was never with her that way. I didn't get her pregnant." Chief's eyes narrowed. "You think I care about your truth? She's dead now, and people talk. I won't have them dragging my family name through the mud. Not for a girl we adopted." "With all due respect, sir," Remy replied, trying to stay calm. "If she made a mistake, I can't cover it up. I loved her, but I won't lie about something I didn't do." Chief stood up sharply. "You're refusing?" "I'm sorry, sir." "Then you're fired." Remy turned to leave, but just as he got to the door, he heard Chief's wife shouting from the hallway. "What do you mean you'll fire him? That boy has been loyal to this company for years." Chief didn't answer. She pushed the door open. Don't make this about that girl again. Even now that she's gone, you're still covering your shame with lies. Chief pointed at her. Keep quiet, woman. I know you never liked her. Must you interfere in everything I do? Remy quietly stepped out and left the shouting behind him. The next day, he returned to the house, hoping to speak with Eva's mother alone. Good morning, Ma, he greeted. She looked at him coldly, but said, Come in. I came to ask if you know who else Eva may have been seeing. I just need to know the truth. She sighed. I've told the police already. That girl never told me anything. She was secretive, always with her phone, always keeping things to herself. Remy nodded and stood up to leave. As he stepped out of the gate, a voice called out, Oga Remy! It was Ruth, the housemaid. She ran up to him, looking over her shoulder. I want to tell you something, but not here, she whispered. They drove a few streets away, then parked under a tree. Ruth looked around nervously before speaking. Oga, please be careful with Madame, she said. She never liked Auntie Eva. Never. She only pretended when Chief was around. But inside this house, she always fought with her. Why? Remy asked. I don't know. Maybe because Eva was adopted, or maybe something else. But Madame always looked at her with cold eyes. Remy's face tightened. You think she had anything to do with her death? I don't know, Ruth whispered. But strange things happen in that house. Madame is hiding something. Remy turned the key and started the car. He didn't know what was going on anymore. But one thing was clear. Someone knew more than they were saying. And the answer might be closer than he thought. Remy sat alone in his room, staring at the open diary on his lap. Each word Eva had written stabbed his heart deeper. He makes me feel seen. He buys me things I never even ask for. He says he wants to take me far away, just me and him. Remy's hands trembled. None of those words were about him. He thought he knew her, but now he realized he didn't. Desperate for answers, he picked up his phone and called Julia, Eva's best friend. Are you sure you didn't know she was pregnant? He asked. I swear, Remy, Julia replied, her voice shaking. Eva didn't tell me anything about that. She kept so many things to herself. But now I understand why. Maybe she was scared. The police had already tried everything to trace the hidden number that called Eva before her death. But there was no luck. It had been a masked line, untraceable. So, they turned back to what they had. Eva's phone and her diary. Detective Rani spent hours combing through her messages, deleted texts, voice notes, and bank alerts. Something didn't feel right. Eva had been receiving large sums of money, regularly, from an account not linked to Remy. One evening, the breakthrough came. A voice note was recovered from the archives. It was Eva's voice. I can't keep living like this. It's wrong. I can't keep lying to everyone. To Remy, to your wife. I'm not running away with you. I love someone else, and I won't hurt Mummy. She treated me like a daughter. Attached to that voice note was a bank transaction. 1 million naira, sent from the chief's personal account. Detective Rani stared at her screen, stunned. The next morning, Chief was invited to the station. At first, he denied everything. He folded his arms, proud and calm. But when they played the voice note and showed him the account records, his face changed. The calmness vanished. His hands shook. He broke. He confessed. He had been in a relationship with Eva for almost a year. It started as a way to help her feel loved, as he called it. But things got serious. She got pregnant. He wanted her to travel out with him, start a new life far from judging eyes. But Eva refused. She said she couldn't betray his wife, the woman who gave her a second chance at life, and she couldn't leave Remy either. Still, Chief swore he didn't poison her. I wanted the baby, he said. That child was going to be mine. I would have given anything to have that baby. Do you know how many years I've lived without a child of my own? He looked at the officers around him and pointed a finger at Remy. It was him. He found out about us and killed her out of anger. Arrest him. He's the one who had a reason to kill her. Detective Rani stood up slowly. Her face was calm but firm. We won't arrest anyone without evidence, she said. But Chief, she pulled out a receipt. This was the cupcake order. It came from your personal assistant's phone, paid for with your card, delivered on your instructions. Chief's mouth fell open. For the first time, he had no words. He was taken into custody for further questioning. As the gate of the police station closed behind him, Remy sat in his car outside, tears in his eyes. Inside his hand was Eva's ring, still in the box he had planned to use the night of her surprise party. The living room was quiet, so quiet that even the ticking of the wall clock sounded loud. Chief sat on the couch, his eyes red with shame and regret. Remy stood near the doorway, frozen, the weight of everything pressing down on his shoulders. Eva's mother sat on the floor, weeping. Detective Rani stood in the middle of the room, holding a folder with printed messages, transaction records, and the confession the maid had secretly recorded. You were planning to leave the country today, she said to Eva's mother on the floor. Not because you were heartbroken, but because you knew the truth was closing in. Eva's mother covered her face with both hands. I didn't mean to kill her. I just wanted her to lose the baby. I couldn't bear the shame. She looked at her husband with burning eyes. You betrayed me. You ruined everything. She was like a daughter to me. I gave her a home, a name, and you. Her voice cracked. You stole her innocence. Chief looked away. He had no defense. The detective continued. You found out your husband had ordered her cupcakes for her birthday, and because you knew her favorite flavor, you made a copy. You had it poisoned to trigger a miscarriage, but it was too much. She died within minutes. The room fell silent again. Remy stepped forward, barely able to speak. She told me she loved me, he said. I was going to propose to her that night, but she was hiding everything from me, from all of us. He placed the small ring box on the table and looked at the two broken parents before him. Detective Rani gave a final order. Take her. The officers helped Eva's mother to her feet and led her outside. Chief remained seated, speechless. He had lost his daughter, his wife, and any remaining dignity. Remy turned away, tears filling his eyes as he walked out of the house that once held love, promises, and now, secrets and death. In this story, we learned that secrets destroy more than they protect. When truth is buried to protect pride or reputation, it often grows into something darker. Love should never be built on lies, and every action we take, especially from anger or jealousy, can create a pain that lasts forever. Let honesty, respect, and true care guide relationships, or what starts as love may end in tragedy.